Welcome back for another deep dive. Today we are going to be exploring The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma.
Oh, yeah.
And I know what you're thinking.
Another self-help book.
Yeah, another one. But trust me, this one's a little bit different. It's got this unique narrative style that really pulls you in.
I agree with that.
We're not just talking dry theory here. We're going on a journey with the characters as they unlock their full potential.
Yeah, you really feel like you're part of the story.
Exactly.
Uh,
So it starts off with a struggling entrepreneur. She's attending this conference.
Okay.
And she meets this charismatic speaker called the Spellbinder.
I love the Spellbinder.
But initially, she's really skeptical.
Of course. Yeah.
She's thinking, okay, another motivational speaker telling me to reach for the stars. But the Spellbinder isn't your typical self-help guru.
Right. He's not just some guy on a stage with all the answers.
Exactly. He's actually portrayed as a real person. He even admits to his own vulnerabilities.
I think that's what makes him so powerful.
Yeah.
He's relatable.
Yeah, you feel like you could actually sit down and have a coffee with him. And there's this one scene where a guy in the audience wearing a baseball cap actually challenges the Spellbinder.
Oh, yeah, I remember that part.
He's basically saying, hey, it's easy to talk about all this self-improvement stuff, but how do we actually apply it in our crazy busy lives?
Like a valid question.
Right, and the Spellbinder acknowledges that. It's tough.
Yeah.
He emphasizes that even the smallest step, the tiniest implementation, is more valuable than just having these grand intentions.
It's all about action.
Right.
Not just talk.
Exactly. Don't get bogged down in perfectionism or feeling overwhelmed. Just start somewhere,
Love that.
even if it's something small,
Yeah.
and build from there.
Yeah.
And speaking of taking a step forward, the entrepreneur in the story has this really strange encounter after the conference.
Okay.
She ends up meeting an artist,
All right.
and get this, a homeless man.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's this unlikely trio. And the homeless man, despite his appearance, is super wise.
You know, I'm sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Right. He drops this mantra, own your morning, elevate your life.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know, right? It's so simple yet so profound.
It really makes you think about how you start your day.
Yeah, like he's saying that how you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. And then things take an even weirder turn.
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
The homeless man pulls out this mysterious diagram.
A diagram.
Yeah, and invites the entrepreneur and the artist to his private island in Mauritius.
Hold on. A private island?
I know,
Guarded by a homeless man. I am hooked.
Me too.
Right.
So naturally, the entrepreneur and the artist are a mix of confused, amused, and totally intrigued.
I would be too.
But they decide, hey, why not? And they embark on this luxurious journey on the homeless man's private jet.
Wow. So we have a struggling entrepreneur, mysterious artist, and a homeless man who owns a private jet.
You got it. And that's just the beginning.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
So the entrepreneur is used to this high-pressure, always-on world.
Right. Always go, go, go.
And suddenly she's whisked away to this tropical paradise, traveling in ultimate luxury.
That's quite the change of pace.
It's like she's stepping into a completely different reality.
Makes you wonder if she can even handle it.
And as they're flying to Mauritius, the artist is quietly sketching, taking it all in.
Typical artist. Always observing.
Right, like she's trying to capture the essence of this surreal experience.
I wonder what she sees that the others don't.
And then they land in Mauritius, and it's immediately clear that this island operates on a different rhythm.
Slower.
Way slower. It's more intentional.
Peaceful.
Yeah, more in tune with nature. And then the SUV driver who picks them up starts to reveal things about the homeless man.
Like what?
Like he's not what he seems. It turns out this homeless man is actually a billionaire philanthropist named Mr. Riley.
So he's choosing to live simply.
Exactly. He's got all this wealth, but he doesn't flaunt it.
That's pretty amazing. So we've got this billionaire disguised as a homeless man, whisking people away to his private island.
You got it.
This deep dive is getting more and more interesting.
It is. But before we get too lost in the story, let's take a moment to think about what this means for us.
Yeah.
What if, instead of being an observer of this tale, you were actually one of the characters on this journey?
I like that.
What if you had the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone and unlock your own potential?
That's the invitation the 5 a.m. Club is offering.
Right. It's a call to embrace the possibilities and step into your own transformation.
And who knows? Maybe it all starts with owning your morning.
So we left off with our entrepreneur and artist in Mauritius, guests of a billionaire disguised as a homeless man.
Yeah. It's like a real-life fairy tale.
But things get a little intense.
Oh no, what happens?
The entrepreneur receives a death threat from her investors.
A death threat. Wow, that escalated quickly.
I know, right? Talk about a stressful vacation.
So how does she react?
She freaks out, of course.
Yeah.
But Mr. Riley, in his calm and collected way, assures her that he'll handle it.
He seems to have a way of handling things.
And he does. This is where we start to see the real Mr. Riley. He's not just some eccentric, rich guy.
All right, there's more to him than meets the eye.
He's wise, resourceful, and really protective of the people he cares about.
So he's got the mysterious billionaire thing going on. But let's get to the heart of the 5 a.m. club.
Okay.
How does it actually work? What's the secret sauce?
I'm all ears.
Well, Mr. Riley introduces these 5 principles for self-mastery. He even presents them on these golden tablets.
Golden tablets. Sounds pretty dramatic.
Right. It's all very symbolic. These principles are the foundation of his 5 a.m. club philosophy.
Okay, so golden tablets, 5 principles, lay it on me.
They all revolve around taking ownership of your life, starting with your mindset.
Mindset.
Remember the term capitalization we talked about?
Vaguely.
It's basically the stories we tell ourselves. If we believe we're capable of great things, we're more likely to achieve them.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just mindset. He also talks about heart set.
Heart set. Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
He believes that passion, purpose, and a connection to something bigger than yourself are all essential for true fulfillment.
So it's not just about grinding it out and achieving external success.
Right. It's about aligning with your values and passions. Otherwise, you might achieve all the outward signs of success, but still feel empty inside.
That makes a lot of sense. I can see how that would happen. Okay, so where do these morning routines come in?
That's where the rubber meets the road. He believes that the first hour of the day is the most important.
Okay.
He introduces this concept called the 20-20-20 formula.
20-20-20.
Catchy.
It's a structured way to use that first hour for maximum productivity and well-being.
Break it down for me. What exactly is the 20-20-20 formula?
The first 20 minutes are dedicated to intense exercise.
Intense.
We're not talking about a casual stroll.
Yeah.
Here, this is about getting your heart rate up,
Okay.
boosting your energy,
Gotcha.
priming your brain for peak performance.
Makes sense. So like a HIIT workout or a run?
Exactly. Anything that gets you moving.
Okay, that sounds intense, but I get it. Start the day strong.
Yeah.
What about the second 20 minutes?
That's for reflection and meditation. It could be journaling mindfulness or just sitting in silence. So quieting the mind before the day takes over.
Exactly. Setting your intentions for the day. And then the final 20 minutes are for learning.
Learn.
Reading, listening to podcasts, taking an online course, anything that expands your knowledge and skills.
He's a big believer in lifelong learning.
Huge.
Yeah.
He sees it as an investment in yourself.
So the 20-20-20 formula is like a holistic approach to owning your morning.
Exactly. It's about taking care of your physical, mental, and intellectual well-being, all before most people even wake up.
I love it. But let's be real. We live in a world of distractions.
Technology, right?
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely. He talks about broken focus syndrome.
I think we all suffer from that to some degree.
Right. Constantly bombarded with notifications, emails, social media. It's tough to focus.
So how do we combat that?
He emphasizes simplifying and streamlining your life, focusing on a few key projects instead of trying to do everything at once.
Less is more.
Exactly.
Mhm.
He also talks about setting boundaries with technology, like designating specific times to check emails and social media.
Yeah. So it doesn't consume your whole day.
Right. Be intentional with your technology use. Don't let it control you.
Solid advice. And remember how mastering our habits is key.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
We talked about starting the day strong, but he also gives us a framework for understanding how habits work and how to build new ones.
Fill me in.
It's all about repetition reward, understanding the cue that triggers the habit, and having a strong enough craving for the reward to put in the effort.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
You mentioned the 90901 rule and the 60-10 method earlier. Do those tie into habit formation as well?
they do. But before we dive into those, there's another important concept. He challenges the idea that we need to be on all the time to be successful.
Okay, that's interesting. I struggle with that. I feel like I always need to be doing something.
I hear you. But he believes in alternating between high excellence cycles and deep refueling cycles.
Meaning?
To achieve sustainable success, you need to balance periods of intense work with periods of rest and recovery.
So it's not about pushing yourself to the limit 24/7?
Right. It's about strategically cycling between effort and downtime.
I'm a little skeptical. I'll admit I thrive on staying busy. Taking breaks feels counterintuitive.
I understand. But think of it like training for a marathon.
Okay.
You wouldn't run at full speed every single day. You need rest days to recover and rebuild.
That's a good analogy. So it's about giving yourself permission to rest.
Exactly. Knowing that it's actually crucial for long-term performance.
Yeah.
And this leads to another idea, the difference between success and soulfulness.
Okay, tell me more about that.
He argues that true success isn't just about money or status. It's also about inner fulfillment, living in alignment with your values.
So finding that sweet spot where external achievement and internal fulfillment intersect.
Exactly. And he illustrates this point with 11 maxims, represented by magical charms in the story.
Magical charms. This book just keeps getting more and more interesting.
It's a great read. There's a maxim about owning the magic within yourself. It emphasizes self-awareness and solitude.
Makes sense?
Another one is about prioritizing experiences over material possessions.
So relevant in today's world.
Right. It's about seeking fulfillment in memories and moments, not things.
I love that. What about the other maxims?
There's one about the power of love and connection.
That's beautiful.
And there's one written in red ink that deals with our mortality.
Mortality.
He reminds us that tomorrow is a bonus, not a right. It's a call to live with intention to pursue our dreams and to find joy in the journey, knowing that life is precious and finite.
Wow, that's powerful. It makes you think about how you're spending your time.
Exactly. And speaking of living a life that matters, he introduces the heroic human circle.
Okay, I'm all ears.
It's a diagram that outlines the virtues you need to become a world changer,
A world changer.
someone who makes a positive impact. These virtues include forgiveness, resilience, rejecting mediocrity, and contributing to a better world.
So it's about personal growth and making a difference.
Exactly. It's about being both successful and soulful. And that leads us to the final concept, legacy.
That's a big word. What does it mean in this context?
He defines legacy as the sum of our work, our decency, our impact, and the quality of our lives.
So it's not just about what we achieve, but how we live and what we leave behind.
Right. It's about asking yourself, what will I be remembered for? Did I make a difference? Did I live a life true to myself?
That's a really profound way to think about it. So we've covered a lot: owning your morning, finding balance, embracing soulfulness, and defining your legacy. But what about those productivity principles you mentioned earlier?
You're right. We haven't even gotten to the 90901 rule and the 60-10 method yet. Those are game changers when it comes to productivity.
Okay, I'm ready to unlock these secrets. Tell me everything.
Okay, let's unlock those productivity secrets. The 90901 rule, it's all about laser focus.
Good focus on what?
Your most important task. For the first 90 minutes of your workday, you dedicate yourself entirely to that one crucial activity. No distractions, no multitasking, just pure focused effort on the task that will move the needle the most.
Got it. So you're saying dive into deep work right from the get-go. I like it, but why 90 minutes?
It's the sweet spot. It seems to be enough time to get into a flow state, but not so long that you burn out. You're training your brain to operate at a higher level of concentration.
Training the brain. I like that.
And the real magic happens when you repeat this for 90 days straight.
90 days. That's a serious commitment.
It is, but the results are worth it. You're essentially building a mental muscle, training your brain to focus deeply and consistently. By consistently dedicating those first 90 minutes to your most important task every day for 90 days, you create a powerful habit.
Yeah.
It becomes easier to get into that flow state and really get things done.
So that's where the 1 in the 901 rule comes in.
You got it. The one represents that single most important task. It might seem counterintuitive to focus on just one thing, but trust me, the power of focused effort is incredible.
It's so easy to get caught up in multitasking, trying to do a million things at once.
Right, and you end up spreading yourself thin, making little progress on anything. This rule forces you to prioritize and make real headway on your most important goals.
That's a great point. It's about quality over quantity. So where does the 60-10 method fit into all of this?
It's all about maintaining focus and momentum without burning out. After your initial 90-minute sprint, you take a 10-minute break to recharge.
So a little break to catch your breath.
Exactly. Go for a walk, meditate, listen to some music, do anything that allows your mind to rest and replenish its energy.
Those 10 minutes are crucial then, not wasted time.
Right, they're an investment in staying productive for the rest of the day.
Makes sense. And then you repeat this 60 minutes of focused work, 10 minutes of rest throughout the day.
That's it. You're essentially weaving mini recovery cycles into your workday to prevent burnout and sustain peak performance. It's like those high excellence cycles and deep refueling cycles Mr. Riley talks about.
So it's all connected. The 20-20-20 formula sets you up for success in the morning, and then these other techniques help you stay focused throughout the day.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach to productivity. And speaking of productivity hacks, remember those cryptic notations, 2WW and 2MP?
Oh yeah, they sounded like secret codes.
They're little productivity boosts. 2WW stands for Second Wind Workout.
Second wind workout, okay.
It's a short, intense workout in the late afternoon.
Ah, so when that post-lunch slump hits.
Exactly. It's like hitting the reset button to power through the rest of the day.
I need that some days. What about 2MP?
That's second-minute meditation.
A 2-minute meditation.
You got it. Just 2 minutes to close your eyes, breathe deeply, and clear your mind whenever you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or distracted.
Like a mini meditation to regain focus.
Exactly. It helps you come back to the present moment with renewed energy and clarity.
These are some great takeaways. So as we wrap up our deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club, what are the key things you want our listeners to remember?
It's a call to action. It's about taking control of your life.
Yeah.
Owning your morning is just the starting point. It's about embracing personal growth, setting ambitious goals, and striving for excellence in every area of your life.
It's about finding balance between striving for success and nurturing your soul.
Right? Pushing yourself to achieve amazing things, but also enjoying the journey and finding joy in the simple moments.
And it's about leaving a legacy that reflects your values and the impact you've made on the world.
The 5 a.m. Club gives us the tools. We just have to use them.
Exactly. It's a roadmap to unlocking our potential and living more fulfilling lives. What small step can our listeners take today to implement these ideas? The journey to legendary results begins with a single decision.